Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and happy May. This is the first video of May, and so of course I have a May box for you. It just happens to be a May 2024 box because it is from Authentic Books, which has been catching up on their shipping schedule for about a year now. So I do actually have some of the boxes from like August, September, almost to the end of 2024. I've just been waiting because I want to do them in order, and I've been hoping that they would get back on their shipping schedule for 2025. I have no 2025 boxes yet, and we are in the 5th month. I did around February or March ask them and say, instead of just slowly catching up and never actually catching up, why don't you guys start fresh and start sending the boxes that are meant to be sent out in the current month out, and then catch up with the backlog. They said they would think about it. I haven't heard anything since, but we do have a box. They do send it to me for review, so I cannot grumble too much. I have no idea when I'm getting the boxes which ones they are, because they started doing a weird shipping schedule to try to get caught up. But when this one arrived, and it did arrive, I'd say the end of the month, so like April 23rd-ish, I went ahead and read it really fast because one, I needed some boxes to open here on the channel, but I was like, hey, I can open a May box in May. So they currently have two different options. They have their premium option, which is going to be $66.99. That's going to include the book, and you usually get to choose from 3 choices right now. I think to catch up, they're just doing 2 choices and a surprise option. You get a 4-ounce candle that they make in-house. You get a touch item or lifestyle item. Actually, now you get 3 in the premium, you get 2 in the more standard box, and they don't seem to have the mini available anymore where you got 1. And then of course you also get a premium chocolate and a drink, so it could be a drink mix, or it could be a coffee or a tea. So you get all of the senses, right? Book for the sense of sight, 4-ounce candle for the sense of smell, your 3 touch items or 2 touch items for the full box. This is the premium box that I'm talking about first. And then your chocolate and your drink item for the sense of taste. There's also a Spotify playlist in theory. I haven't listened to them recently, but they do correspond to the books. And she has been kind of redoing the curation, so you're not getting like stale products and old products as they've been catching up, as she's been getting all of the boxes ready while she's running the side of her business that is more about the retail shop and everything. And that, I've heard, by the way, is on time. So if you decide to do one of their other products right now and just order it and it's not associated with the subscription box, you will get it fairly quickly. Now, I do have a code for you. It's Noel 10. That'll save you 10%. In the past, they have won Best Book Box on our channel in our own on-channel awards, the Nobody Awards. They did not win last year, so we have not been using them for our book club for our 3rd year of book club. We've been kind of rotating around some other boxes. I still hope they'll get back on track. At the end of last year, I was like, you know what? If they're back on track by, summer, we'll use them for fall or winter. They're not back on track, so we're probably not going to use them this year. I have no idea at this point. You can let me know in the comments below. Do you think Authentic Books is ever going to get caught up? I mean, the boxes are still coming. At some point, I'm going to have like a whole bunch. So, but I do really enjoy the choices that they make. I enjoy the items that they include. Like I said, there is that full option as well. It's just $10 less at $56.99 plus $5 in shipping. By the way, the shipping is $5 now. It just includes like basically no chocolate and 1 less touch or lifestyle item. So I do think it's a pricier book box, but when you look at it as a $10 increment, you are getting 2 more full items, that extra of the chocolate and an extra touch or lifestyle item. So here is our booklet. There is always a booklet, and there is a give back. 5% of your membership is donated to the Adopt a Classroom Foundation. So the book that I chose for May 2024 is If Something Happens to Be by Alex Finley. So inside, I haven't looked at this actually. It tells us what's inside. So for the sense of sight, we have, of course, the book. For the sense of smell, we have our candle. Mine seems to have had some leakage as usual. For taste number 1, that's in the full and the premium boxes, they still list the mini boxes. And as far as I know, the mini boxes don't exist anymore. Cocktail mix, coffee or tea. Taste number 2, chocolate. Touch 1, touch 2, Touch 3, they also have information about, oh yes, we always get a book cocktail. I forgot about that. And a book recipe for this one. It was a sidecar. Ooh, that's a really beautiful image of a sidecar. I actually feel like I've done some images just like that in those same coupe glasses and with that same reflection. Story Eats, we have Homemade Hamburger Helper, which there is a scene with Hamburger Helper. One of the sister of a character is like, no. They do a little Meet the Makers feature, and that it was one of the items that's in here. We have our Spotify playlist QR code and a note. So this is, see, you can tell that this is new because we just got the May box and it says, do you have any bookish goals for 2025? So maybe they intended it to go out a little sooner than it did. On our side, we're continuing to grow our team and get ready for new product launches and perks we've planned for the new year. This sounds like they were planning on getting this out in like January, February. We look forward to meeting you all either at our brick and mortar in Orlando or perhaps a future event we have planned nationally. All right, let's get into the book. It was a thriller. It was enjoyable. It was a little bit of a mystery. Towards the end, I figured it out as usual, but I did like it. We got a nice hardcover. We love that. I don't mind that they're not doing the wax seal on the books. It actually made it hard to stack them on my shelf. But let me go ahead and read the blurb for you, and then we'll take a look at the contents. So it says, for the past 5 years, Ryan Richardson has relived that terrible night. The car door ripping open, the crushing blow to the head, the hands yanking him from the vehicle, his girlfriend Allie's piercing scream as she is taken. With no trace of Allie or the car, a cloud of suspicion hangs over Ryan. But with no proof and a good lawyer, he's never charged, though that doesn't matter to the podcasters and internet trolls. Now Ryan has changed his last name and entered law school. He's put his past behind him. Until, on a summer trip to Italy with his law school classmates, Ryan gets a call from his father. Allie's car has finally been found, submerged in a lake in Ryan's hometown. Inside are 2 dead men and a cryptic note with 5 words written on the envelope in Allie's handwriting. If something happens to me. Then, halfway around the world, the unthinkable happens. Ryan sees the man who has haunted his dreams since that night. As Ryan races from the rolling hills of Tuscany to a rural village in the UK to the glittering streets of Paris in search of the truth, he has no idea that his salvation may lie with a young sheriff's deputy in Kansas, working her first case, and a mobster in Philadelphia who's experienced tragedy of his own. In classic Alex Finley form, If Something Happens to Me is told by several distinct, compelling characters whose paths intersect, detonating into a story with twist after pulse-pounding twist. The novel cements Finley as one of the leading thriller writers today. So, I will fully admit, because I have limited time, I wanted to get this up and posted, so I did listen to the audiobook, which made it great because of the different characters, and they actually used different readers. So we had male voices for the male characters and female voices for the female characters. So I did enjoy that because it kind of helped me keep people straight, because there are quite a few characters and timelines going on in here. So it did help me out with that, although sometimes there is something visual about reading it on the page and remembering who is who with their names. But like I said, I did find it to be an enjoyable thriller. I don't want to give it away because I do think it is good enough to recommend, because it did take me a while to figure it out. And I also just liked some of the locations, right? Because he's basically traveling through Europe. All right, so let's take a look at our items. First of all, we have our Authentic Books candle. Like I said, there has been some leakage, some sweating from the candle, which does happen quite a bit, I will say. You know, it's just must be the particular wax blend that they use, but it's pretty much all the time. So they do a candle for each book, which I think is cool. That's one of the nice things about having an in-house candle company. So this one is called Lover's Lane. This is where Allie's abduction occurred, and everybody suspects Ryan of killing her. It's Sense of Petrichor, which we love. Petrichor, which I didn't realize was like a French word, but in the book they suggest that it was. So it's supposed to look like a dark forest, you know. And they wind up kind of making out in the car because it starts to rain. And it has a petrichor smell. It has a very fresh smell, kind of like warm, kind of watery. So I actually really like it, and I haven't had an authentic books candle for a while, so I'm happy about this. Our candles are always hand stirred and poured in the authentic book studio using non-toxic ingredients. So again, sense of smell there. In theory, this is in the mini box. I don't know about the mini box, you guys. Maybe the website has changed and you can actually order a mini box, but I know a lot of us are just like, I'm not ordering anything until they're caught up. So, but a lot of us are still waiting. So let me know, those of you who had like a mini box subscription, if you still have it or the last box that you got, because I feel like they stopped having the mini box be available on the site like over a year ago. But I guess this is just like the 1 year mark here. So for taste, I always get the cocktail mix, and it is usually associated with the drink recipe, which again is a sidecar, which is cognac, blind tiger sidecar, which is what we got, and sugar and orange for garnish. Now, the sidecar, it's not because one of the mobsters in the book drinks sidecars, but because someone actually drives in one. Someone has a motorcycle with a sidecar. So this is a sidecar mimosa by, again, Blind Tiger. I like this. So it says sparkling blend of orange and lemon with hints of brandy and bitters. I don't know. I don't know if it's actual. So 67% juice. It says as a mixer, you can pour 4 ounce to 2 ounces of your favorite cognac, rum, or spirit of choice. I wonder if it would be good with whiskey. It says our blend plays homage to the timeless classics, the sidecar and the mimosa. Legend has it the sidecar emerged from the bustling atmosphere of Harry's bar in Paris. Oh, that is really appropriate for this book then. Inspired by an army captain who rode up to the bar in a motorcycle sidecar. Meanwhile, the mimosa made its sparkling debut in 1925 at the Ritz Hotel, Paris, by bartender Frank Meyer. Enjoy the fusion of history and flavor in every sip. So that is totally appropriate because Allie, the one that disappears, is a huge Francophile. They wind up in France, and there is even some like military buddies in this story, so very appropriate drink. And you guys know I love when a book box really gets quality items. I like it when they usually get other brands. Like, I don't mind that they make the candle in-house. I think that's fine, but I do tend to like items from other small businesses more so than like the branded box items. That goes for all boxes, honestly. So I like that, and I do prefer getting actual items from other vendors and companies versus having a lot of things made in-house for the box, but still being very on point with the curation in terms of it going along with the book. So that, for example, there wouldn't be necessarily a page number that would go with it. You could, like maybe the first mention of the sidecar, but overall, like, I see the connection. And sometimes you don't see the connection, both with this box and other boxes. For the other options, the coffee or tea, I do see there's Peach Perfection, and I don't know what the flavor was for the coffee. But taste number 2, again, only in the premium boxes, not in the full or minis. We got this dark chocolate with black salt and caramel. Looks like a fruitcake when I'm looking at the packaging. It says, oh, this is by Vosges Haute Chocolat, which I love this stuff. Their packaging has definitely changed over the years. Immerse yourself in the rich decadence of dark chocolate, enveloping a molten center of luxurious burnt sugar caramel. Each bite unveils a symphony of flavors perfectly balanced by the infusion of our house-made black cacao sea salt, meticulously crafted to enhance the depth and complexity of the chocolate. Yep. I don't know why they use this one. I don't remember anything about black salt or caramel, but maybe because it's got a Frenchy name. Doesn't matter. Super happy about it. All right. And then, so we had our Sense of Sight book, Sense of Smell candle. We saw the Spotify playlist, and we had our 2 tastes. And now we are on to the Sense of Touch, which, I mean, all of those things are things you can touch. But for number 1, we have the featured maker, which is Dirtbag Beauty, which is a brand we've seen in companies for boxes for a long time. This is their Clean Slate Face Mask, perfect for this book title. This mask is the ultimate fresh start for your skin. It effortlessly removes impurities, tightens pores, and reduces redness, revealing a revitalized, healthy-looking glow. So totally appropriate because Ryan and other characters in the novel are looking for a fresh start to put the past behind them. So that is a great lifestyle item from a great small business, not made in-house. So you got all the information on the back. You know exactly what's in it, and it totally goes with the book. So well done, Natisha. Then we got glass, glass, I kind of gave it away there. Touch number 2 is a glass mug. Now this is an Authentic Books original. They did have this made in-house, but it is pretty cute. So they had it printed. I do love these like can-shaped glasses. It came with the glass straw, and they had it nestled. Everything was nestled in shred, but obviously I had to get into that. So I don't know if you guys can see this. There is going to be reflection. It says writing because murder is wrong. And then very small branding. So that is okay to me. Like, and I love the kind of retro vibe. She's got her like pinup hairdo. She's on an old school typewriter. Maybe it's Underwood. And then, yes, writing because murder is wrong. So, you know, you could write that next thriller. This in-house designed bookish mug will make a great addition to your cupboard. Love it. And then finally, we got, so that was like, that was like a self-care item. Then we got more of like a kitchen accessory item. And then finally we get a stationery item. It's not always set up that way, but I do like the variety that we get in the touch items. So this is Le Parfait Cahier. So it's a little like, it's a little blue book. It's like a little notebook. I think this is so cute. Look, they had the table de multiplication on the back. That's fun. So it's just like a little like school book. And then you could say there's a space, the of, where you could write your name on the front. Appartenant à, and so like the subject. So the perfect notebook is what it's called. Love it. It's gonna lay flat like this. It's got nice ruled pages. Super cute. Very thin. Very cute, and something you could have at that very chic French cafe. This is a rendition. I almost said rendition. A rendition of a vintage French cahier or notebook. The back cover features helpful information in a vintage style, including various measurement tables. This is only included in the premium. I think this is really cute, honestly. Like, it's not something I would like buy for myself, but getting it in a book where there is a lot of Frenchy stuff. Also, there's like, at one point there's like a cipher, like there's a whole code situation. So, and there's like detectives like writing stuff down. So I could totally see this kind of going along with the book in a variety of ways. By the way, speaking of which, let's have a secret password. So when you come across a secret password in one of my videos, you want to enter it along with your contact information in the Google form that is linked for you in the description box below. Please do not put it into the comments because then it is no longer a secret. And I'll have to send someone to get after you. I'm kidding. So go ahead and put it in the form. It's linked for you there. You're just going to give me like your email address and your address to ensure that you do have a US or Canadian mailing address. And Canadians, you know, I need a little help with the shipping because even the flat rate is really expensive. And you do have to be subscribed to my channel. It doesn't have to be publicly. It's not affiliated with YouTube or any of the boxes that I open here on the channel. It is just my way of saying thank you for watching my videos and listening for those secret passwords. Basically about this month though, so for April it's already done and I'm gonna be doing the drawing like in a couple of days. So if you're seeing this, you might still be in time, but probably not. Usually I wait until like the 5th of the following month, which I will probably be actually doing a late drawing in June because I'm doing an early drawing in May. So for this one, you probably have until the second weekend of June. That's what my guess is. I use a random number picker to select a few winners to receive a mystery box as my way of saying thank you for watching my videos. And then you get a nice like medium-sized flat rate mystery box that is chock full of goodies that I purchase and receive for PR in the boxes that I open here on the channel. I did think this book was good. There you go. Oh, our secret password. You're probably like, what is the password, Noel? It's going to be code because there is a code in that book. I couldn't make the password, but I do suggest this book. This curation made me happy. It just made me sad that it was a year late. So, but if that is what happens and I can wind up doing like, you know, the June box in June and we just kind of catch up that way. And like I said, I do have quite a few more boxes for 2024. And then maybe if they get back on track with 2025 boxes, I don't know, maybe, but at least we had a May book box for May. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I will see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing. Again, remember, I'm posting every other day for much of the month of May, so on even days of the month. And then when I get back from my next trip, we'll see if we can do what we did in April, which is have the whole last week of the month be daily videos once again. Thanks. I'll see you soon.